It's an honor to talk and say hello to Prime Minister Modi and let him know I'm a big fan.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. How about that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues, Mr. Secretary, Minister Jayashankar, we are so glad you could all be here tonight to join us for this incredible celebration of 250 years for the United States. 2.5 centuries ago, the United States began as an experiment in liberty and self-government. As you traveled here tonight, you may have seen what we at the embassy have dubbed our Freedom Fleet. The auto rickshaws, known as the tuk-tuks, decorated to celebrate America's 250th birthday. This fleet is a symbol of our proud journey of democracy, a journey we are honored to share with our Indian partners. As any of you who have ridden in an auto rickshaw know, the beauty of the journey is that you aren't walled off in a car, you're actually part of the world. You're part of the landscape, you are part of the environment, you see the sights, you hear the sounds, and you feel the energy of the city. Our partnership follows a similar path. We recognize that the most meaningful progress is a straight, predictable road. It happens when we have the agility to navigate new routes together, finding the direct openings that lead to real achievement. This open path diplomacy is driven by the personal bond between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi. I hear about it every time the President and I speak. One of the first questions the President will ask is, how is my friend the Prime Minister doing? And that is something that is important to convey. Because this relationship is not new, it's not a year old, it's not 2 years old, it stems almost a decade. Together, they have redefined what is possibly by moving with a shared sense of purpose and a relentless focus on the future. From George Washington to President Donald Trump, the United States remains a shining beacon for the world. President Trump and Prime Minister Modi are leaders who have championed a new vision for the partnership between our two nations. One that is transparent, one that is agile, and above all, one that is results-oriented. Every week at the embassy, I tell my team, what are we going to achieve this week? Results matter. These two individuals, President Trump, Prime Minister Modi, they also recognize the immense potential of our two and are dedicated to finding new direct ways for us to work together. This bond is the foundation of a new era, one where we are actively delivering on the promise of our cooperation and building a future of tangible achievements. Since I arrived in New Delhi just 5 months ago, we have announced an interim trade deal that hopefully in the next few weeks will get signed. India has been invited, accepted, and joined Pact Silica, and commercial diplomacy is at record high levels. I am specifically proud that every embassy competes to bring investment into the United States. And our embassy in India came in #1 in the world with $20.5 billion of new investments into the United States. Tonight is not only about celebrating history, it is about looking ahead to a new era of shared success driven by the extraordinary momentum in the US-India partnership. Since I've arrived here, I've been honored to advocate for a shared future, ensuring that top decision makers in Washington recognize the US-India relationship. As you know, we have a direct line to everybody in the administration, but especially to our president. That is the partnership that opens markets, drives innovation, and creates high-quality jobs for both Americans and Indians. America first does not mean America alone. And every week we identify opportunities that are win-win situations for both of our nations. I'm especially proud that this spring our embassy brought a record-breaking delegation, which will continue over the weeks, months ahead as we continue our work here in India. But today also is a very special evening here because it is somebody's first trip to India. I want to welcome somebody who's an extraordinary individual. This is somebody who is not able to leave the White House every single day because he's usually with the president. This is somebody who's not just in one position, but he's also the National Security Advisor. I want to welcome, and I want to ask everybody here to help me welcome, somebody I consider a dear friend, but somebody who will go down in history as possibly the greatest Secretary of State of the United States. Please help me welcome the extraordinary Secretary Marco Rubio.
Well, Sergio, let me just say this. We have great ambassadors everywhere all over the world, but I don't know anyone who's a better event producer of all of our ambassadors than what Sergio's put on here today. We're not even halfway through the evening. Sergio, this is a great event in honor of the 250 years of our country. And I want to thank you. Not only are you doing a great job tonight, but Sergio and his team here at the U.S. Embassy are doing a phenomenal job every single day in one of the most important relationships we have in the world. Thank you, Sergio. And thank you to our embassy team and everybody that works on it every single day. I also want to thank all of our friends from the diplomatic corps, various countries, so many that are here today representing your countries. We're honored and we're grateful that you would be here today to recognize the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America. We're very grateful all of you are here. Thank you for coming. It's an honor to share this evening with all of you. It's a true privilege. And obviously, I would be remiss if I did not thank both the welcome and the hospitality that we've gotten from everybody here in India and all of your government leaders, and in particular the foreign minister, who's become someone I've gotten to know very well. In fact, and I say this, you maybe have heard me say this before, but let me say it just one more time and then the story gets old. When I became Secretary of State, I was sworn in like at noon or 11 a.m. that morning after the inauguration. I immediately went over to the State Department, and the first meeting I ever had was with a group of the 4 countries known as the Quad, and one of the people that I met on that very first day, and I've interacted with him so many times, is Foreign Minister Shankar, and he's been phenomenal. He's a truly wise gentleman and does incredible work on behalf of your country, and someone that I have tremendous esteem and respect for. In fact, I told Sergio when he came here, I said, get to know the Foreign Minister, because he truly knows what he's talking about in terms of global events. Look, we're honored to be here today to celebrate 250 years of our country. And we're very proud of the United States of America. We're very proud of its achievements. There's a lot of things to be proud of about America. And the one thing I'm really proud about America is it has served as a beacon of hope, not just around the world, but to individuals. My own parents were not born in the United States. My own parents came in 1956.